Hi everyone, I'm Matt, the Friendly Board Gamer, and welcome to another video. Today we are doing part 2 of Legendary Kingdoms, The Valley of Bones. If you've not checked out part 1 and what this adventure book is about, then please do so. You find out where we're up to with the our four adventurers, Sar Jessica Dayne, Lord Tiquan, Tasha and Akihiro of Chalice. This is an adventure book, so we'll be doing various skill checks, looking at various passages, turning to different passages based on our choice, and generally just having an adventure in this land, the Valley of Bones. As a brief update to last time what's happened, our party, we have been captured, we are slaves in an arena in Saltdad, and we have had a couple of fights. We have met a young girl who offered us some water and a little bit of advice in the arena. It turns out that this girl is a very powerful sorceress, or is actually this fable character called the Everchild. We have just helped the Everchild and her companion Qilong to gather some weapons so we can escape through a tunnel that they built and get out of the arena. And that's pretty much where we're up to. We start off, that's lucky, at chapter 317. So we read this and pick up the adventure and carry on and make the choices as we go. So, time is of the essence. You quickly regroup with your companions and make your way down darkened tunnels to the dig site. The tiny crawl space has been painstakingly carved out of the wall, concealed by a few broken barrels. The Everchild, Qilong, and 3 other conspirators are here, delighted to see you as you come bearing armfuls of weapons. They have not been idle, securing torches and packs stuffed with water skins and food supplies. What follows will not be easy, she warns. The tunnels are far from safe, but with your help, we might just stand a chance. At a nod from the Everchild, Qilong descends into the tunnel first, with you following tight behind. The flames from your torches lick the low roof of the hand-dug tunnel, and the space is claustrophobic in the extreme. To your delight, the tunnel eventually breaks through into an ancient chamber, half-flooded with 2 arched exits. The walls are painted in old flecks of colour, displaying an ancient city dominated by a tall palace. The palace of my ancestors still stands, notes the Everchild, as she examines the decaying mural with you. Much of the rest of the city is little better than mud brick hovels now. There is much work to be done. You examine the exits from the chamber, one at the back of the waterlogged chamber, which seems to descend down into yet more murky water. The dry exit looks the most logical, but I wonder whether the water-filled one, or where the water-filled one leads, mutters the Everchild. So this is our first choice. Do we offer to scout out the watery arch, so we turn to 438, or do we suggest we head through the safer, drier archway, turn to 523? So I would like to go and see where this watery archway leads. It could be quite interesting. Hopefully not too dangerous, and hopefully we don't die or come across some nasty beast. So let's turn to 438. So 438 simply says choose a character to explore the watery tunnel, then turn to 678. So who are we going to choose? So we have our spellcaster. He's not very good at fighting. He's not very good at surviving or survival. He doesn't have a lot of stealth. I don't know what's going to wait us here, so fighting might be good, which gives us Sar Jessica Dayne. She's got a fighting of 6, but only health of 5, so she has been injured a little bit in previous encounters. She also doesn't have an overly high survival, only 2. Tasha's very good at stealth, but I'm not sure if stealth is going to be that important here. She's got 3 survival and a 4 fighting, so she could be a good option, but I think I'd like to take Akihiro of Chalice. He's on full health, got fighting of 4, so the same as Tasha, only 2 down from Sar Jessica Dayne. But he's got a good survival, which could be important depending on what we find through this tunnel. So we need to turn to 678. So 678. Here we go. So we wade into the still, cold water, holding your torch aloft as you make your way down through the slippery passageway. Eventually the water level gets too high. To proceed, you will have to dive into the water and swim down. But who knows where the pitch black tunnel will lead. If you wish to swim, make the following skill check. Swim down the tunnel is an individual check, so obviously we've only got Akihiro with us. It's got skill of skill to test is survival. We need 4 or more, and we need 2 successes. So Akihiro, who has 5 survival, will be rolling 5 dice, and we need 4, 5, or 6. 2 of them. Come on, Akihiro. Or we could not risk it and wade back to the other child. I think we'll carry on. So we have just managed that 4 and a 5. So if we succeed, we need to turn to 5 or 3. So 5 or 3. Holding your breath, you plunge into the cold water, swimming through the black tunnel. Eventually you spy the tiniest glimpse of light and swim onwards, your lungs bursting. You emerge into a small but tall chamber filled with half-submerged smashed pottery. Light streams through a tiny crack in the ceiling and you can hear sounds of the city high above you. The walls are unscalable, but searching the broken vases nets you 40 silver pieces and a handsome brooch. Charisma +1. Pleased with your find, you swim back to the Everchild and make your report, satisfied that the only way to go is through the dry arch that she beckons you onwards. So we have some money. That's pretty good. So we're going to mark on our mark on here 40 money, 40 silver, and we also got, what did we get? A handsome brooch. I guess Akihiro has got that. Here he gets charisma +1. Nice. So we turn to 5, 2, 3. That was worth a little bit of swimming, getting a little bit wet there. Glad we picked Akihiro. And you emerge into a large chamber filled with cobwebs which incinerate at the touch of your torches. The floor of this chamber has half collapsed, and in a small crevice you can make out the eggs of giant spiders heaped upon one another. The adult spiders lurk in the ceiling corners of the chamber, waiting patiently for a chance to strike. You could make your way carefully through the crevice, since sloped rubble is piled up on either side of the drop, but you would have to carefully navigate past the eggs. You also spy a narrow ledge around the crevice which might allow you to avoid the crevice completely, provided you could all make it across without falling. Or perhaps it would be wiser to attack the spiders while you're on firm ground and get a battle out of the way. So, what should we do? Should we creep through the crevice? Should we sneak along the ledge? Or should we provoke the spiders into battle? I think we should probably sneak. Should we try and sneak along the ledge? Going down the crevice seems like it might be dangerous. Maybe sneak, 8, 9, 5. Should we go with that? Let's go and do a bit of sneaking along the ledge. Let's just check our stealth. What is our stealth in total? So 1, 3, 5, 8, 11 in total. Yeah, let's go and sneak along the edge. 8, 9, 5. Hope we don't fall down and get eaten by spiders. 8, 9, 5. So you place one nervous foot in front of the other as you begin to edge around the pit. We need to tiptoe across the ledge. It's a team check. Skill is stealth. Difficulty is 4+. We need 4 or more. So what did we say? We needed, we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're rolling 11 dice. So we have 11 dice, we need 4, 5 or 6s, and we need 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that one wasn't a 4, I think that was a 2. But either way, we have 6. So we needed 4 successes, we have succeeded, we turn to 174. Phew, that was lucky. 174. Let's see what happens now. So, the spiders above you merely watch as you carefully shuffle along the thin, crumbling ledge. Midway, a part of the ledge flakes away, but you manage to keep your footing until you reach the far end. Soon you've all crossed, the spiders wary of approaching such large a flame carrying prey. Another chamber Another chamber beckons on the other side. Turn to 347. Good. We avoided the spiders. We didn't fall into a crevice or a big hole. Was looking good there. So it was good. 347. The right choice to make there, I think. So you emerge into a tunnel that soon splits in two. One route leads down slightly. The other slopes up. Ancient writing crosses the walls, and the Everchild calls for more light as she examines it. The downward slope led to an old armory, she comments. Upwards was a changing room. There is no indication which route leads out, however. So we can head down towards the armory, or we can head towards the changing room. What should we do? Armory sounds potentially like a good one. We might get some weapons there. Changing room, not sure we're going to find there. 883, one of them is going to lead out, hopefully. So I think we're going to see what's in the armory. 242. Get some nice weapons. Help us. So, 242. After a short journey, the tunnel leads to an old door, long since smashed to pieces. Beyond lie empty racks and armour stands, the chamber having been looted long ago, and a tunnel continues into the darkness beyond. Only one weapon remains, clutched in the hand of a dusty skeleton. The sword is carved of dark blue metal with spidery runes engraved across its blade. I sense some enchantments, but also a strong curse, notes the other child. I would advise you to leave the blade and continue. We can pick up the blade, we can choose a character to do this and turn to 131, or we can leave the sword where it is and continue onwards to 647. Do we really want a cursed blade? That is the question. I don't think we do. I don't want a cursed blade. We have some weapons already. And so unless it's going to be a safe bet, I think we should proceed onwards to 647. The Everchild's been good to us so far. I trust her in this. Let's go to 647. So 647. Voices echo down the tunnel as you emerge onto the balcony of a large chamber. You wave the Everchild and her supporters down as you creep forwards to take a look. Peering over the balcony railing, you see a dozen rough-looking characters armed with daggers, clubs, and other simple weapons. Around them are various chests and crates with the names of several different company brands upon them. It is clear that you have stumbled upon a thieves' hideout. Their swarthy faces lit by the large central fire in the chamber. So we can call out and approach them peacefully, turn to 187, or we can launch a surprise attack on the rogues, turn to 889. What do we fancy doing? I think, should we try and speak to them? Let's go down the peaceful route. We might have to attack them anyway, but, let's at least try. We've had a bit of a fight previously. We're a bit battered and bruised. Lord Tikwan's only on 1 health. He needs some healing. I do have that soothing touch. We can gain 5 HP, I think, as well. And Sar Jessica Dayne's lost a bit of health as well. But let's try and do 187. Who knows if the thieves are going to talk to us. Maybe we can scare them into giving us some stuff. The rogues react with surprise and alarm as you stand up and make your way down the ladder that links the balcony to the ground floor. Evidently, they have never received visitors before. You attempt to calm them, letting them know that you mean them no harm. So to calm the thieves is a team check. It's a charisma skill we need to check. Difficulty of 4 or more. And we need 3 successes. So our charisma, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 dice. We need 4, 5, or 6s, and we need 3 of them. 5, 5, 6, 6, 5, 5. We have succeeded. If you succeed, turn to 430. So I got 5 successes there. We needed 3. So we get to turn to 430. That's good. We had a good chat with them. 430. You convince the thieves that you are not dangerous, nor are you agents of the Iron King. Your slave guard assures them you are speaking the truth, and instead you are even offered some decent hospitality in the form of beer and bread. Oh, sounds lovely. Each party member can restore 2 health points. That's good. Fantastic. So, Sar Jessica Dayne is on 5, 6, 7. Tiquan's on 3. We can go to 8 for Tasha, and Akihiro of Chalice is on 8. And I'm pretty sure, I think Tasha stays on 6. I think that's her starting HP, isn't it? I think I should check that just to make sure. Tasha. Oh no, her starting health is 8, so she can go up to 8. Okay, I presume you can't go above your HP. I presume that's the case. So, where were we? Beer and bread. Yes, each party member can restore who has by 2 health points. The thief's leader, Brecken, reveals that they are downtrodden citizens of Saltad and that they only prey on the merchants and nobles who support the king's rule. But slaves have nothing to fear from us, he assures you. If you wish, we can provide you with some spare clothing to help conceal your identity in the city. That would be most kind. Thank you, Brecken, nods the Everchild. You show greater civility than your monarch. Plague-ridden Dragonyak shows more grace than our king, laughed Brecken. But thank you, girl, for the compliment. You can see that Everchild would dearly love to share her secret with Brecken, but wisely holds her tongue, instead asking if the thieves could show you all a safe route out of the ruined tunnels. Brecken agrees, escorting you into the old storm drains that lie beneath the city and to a drain cover that leads to an isolated alleyway. I wonder what happened if we'd gone to the changing room back 4 or 5 pages ago before we'd gone into the armory. I wonder what we would have found there, but alas, we'll never know, but you may well know if you go down that route. So we've gained a powerful or useful ally, gain the code A5. So we get another code, we mark this code on here. A5, 2 codes now, A3 and A5. And we get to turn to page 41. 41. So it looks like we are almost out of the city, or almost out of the, into the city anyway. We seem to have been rescued ourselves from slavery, which is good. Dazzling sunlight almost blinds you as you emerge into daylight. You're in a sandy, secluded alleyway, the sounds of marketplace hawkers reaching your ears. You quickly help the Everchild out of the drains, hiding her behind some tall baskets as you check for the guards. We are free, she gasps. I feared I might die in that terrible place. What will you do now, you ask? You cannot stay in the city. No. Here we shall divide for safety, she agrees. Qilong can look after me from here on in. I cannot thank you enough for your safe delivery of myself and my followers. I can give you no reward, but you owe me nothing. And you owe me nothing but. You silence her as you duck behind the baskets. A guard patrol of men in gleaming bronze armour clank past wickedly, shaped halberds in their grasp. The bronze guards, hisses Qilong, the elite warriors and bootlickers of the Iron King. Their armour is supposedly enchanted, dug up from the palace vaults by the Iron King's servants. They are still men underneath, you growl. If you hate tyranny and would see justice restored, come and find me in the Cold River Inn in Lutenesh, implores Everchild. I'm going to write that down because I may well forget. And there's a notes section somewhere. Mission notes. Everchild. Cold River Inn, and she will be in Lutenesh. There you go. I need to make a note of these things, otherwise I'll never remember. Where were we? Lutenesh implores the Everchild. The path to freedom is long and difficult, but together we can find a way to end the bloody reign of the Iron King forever. The coast is clear, and Qilong quickly bows to you. We must go before the general army is raised. You have my thanks. Come, Majesty. At that, the Everchild dons a cowl over her head and slips into the crowds with her followers. Gain the code A6. Let's get another code. Getting these codes up now. Hopefully we'll see these in play at some point soon as well. Your experience in the arena have taught you much, or your experiences in the arena have taught you much. This is the first Legendary Kingdom book your party members have played. You may raise one skill, fighting, stealth, law, etc., by 1 point for each of your characters. If you explore other books first, your party members can instead increase the maximum health. So we get to increase a skill by 1 for each of my characters. That's pretty good. Okay, so what are we going to increase? So Sar Jessica Dayne, let's start off with her. There's a lot of stealth, but I don't think I'm going to be using her for stealth anyway. So I think I might increase her survival. I think increase her survival to 3. Lord Tiquan, you've got high law. Perhaps we might increase his fighting potentially, especially if we have to fight without spells because they are quite expensive to use. Tasha, she's got good stealth. I think maybe we'll increase her survival. Oh, we've got survival here as well. Survival's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Charisma 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we'll increase her charisma. Everybody loves a charismatic thief, right? Lovable rogue. So Akihiro of Chalice. Fighting, stealth, law, survival, or charisma. He's only got charisma +1 from the handsome brooch. I think we might increase his. I think I might increase his charisma. Oh, it's a tough one. Let's increase his stealth. A little bit more stealthy. Okay. So that's good. We've almost gained some experience points there and effectively leveled up, which is it's pretty nice. So we now turn to 313. Let's see, where are we? So you stumble through the busy streets of Saltdad, pushed hither and thither by the bustling crowds. By accident, you crash into a merchant carrying a box of nails and bolts, spilling his inventory across the dusty ground. Fortunately, he's a merry fellow and laughs the incident off. His name is Hammond, and once you have finished scrabbling in the dirt to retrieve his spilt goods, he insists you join for a coffee at a local parlour to show there are no hard feelings. Drinking down the oddly bitter liquid, you ask if there's any opportunity to earn money in the valley. Why? Saltdad itself is a city of boundless adventure and opportunity, exclaims Hammond. Try exploring the many streets and alleys of the city. There are plenty of people who need help these days. I've heard that the master of the salt mines to the northeast is looking for muscular sorts to help him with a few problems, so you might consider heading east if you'd like to avoid the city. If you're after a real adventure, I've heard tell that some crazy foreigners have set up an expeditionary guild in the city of Lashbreath. Apparently they are searching for the jungle for something, although what could be found in that green hell I cannot imagine. It is getting late. You thank Hammond for his courtesy and head to the centre of the city. Turn to 75. So perhaps we should write these things down as well. Salt mines northeast. Salt mines northeast, because these might give us options that we have to go to at some point. And the expeditionary guild. And that's in okay, just help me for notes later on. I might transcribe them to another piece of paper later if they get full, but at least we got some direction. Okay, so we now turn to 75. That's a nice one. They even bought us a coffee. That's lovely. See, there are some nice people in this city. Not all horrible slavers and people trying to kill me. So Saltdad is a city of tumble-down mud brick houses clustered into claustrophobic alleyways. Above these ragtag structures stands a half-collapsed palace, a minareted masterpiece that has seen better days. Amidst the squalor, there is wealth to be found. For Saltdad produces the major export of the valley, rock salt, chiselled out of the winding mines to the east of the city. The Great West Road leads through the heart of the city, once a paved highway, now a poorly maintained tumble of stones, which nonetheless allows a wagon and carts to drag themselves above the desert sands. Where the road cuts through the city stand the marketplaces, inns, slave markets and other services the city is famed for. Constant chatter of voices is heard at all times. The Salt Dad never closes its places of business, even in the dead of night. So we can find an inn, 21172, go to the marketplace, go to the slave market, visit the palace. We can also head to the barracks of the Bronze Guard. We can track down a local thieves guild. We can visit the Temple of Curses. We can visit the Temple of Kalu. We can explore the city. We can head west along the road. We can head east along the road. We can head south into the desert. So what shall we do? Should we go through them in order? Should we go and find an inn? Let's go and find an inn. Have a drink. We deserved it after our past couple of days of hardship, shall we say. So you find lodging at a large inn, the Iron Crown, which serves coffee and warm beer in a courtyard surrounded by rentable rooms. For every 5 silver coins you spend, each party member can recover 1 health point. Spellcasters can also spend silver here to recharge their spells, purchasing components in the nearby marketplace, and going into meditation in the privacy of their rooms. During your stay, you excavate in the nearby landmarks. The Black Wall is a place of ill reputation and confides a serving wench. No one knows why it was built or what is walling off, since it is easy to go around it. Still, those who become obsessed with it tend to disappear, never to be seen again. Frightening stuff. Turn back to 75. Okay, so we could have recovered some. Some health there. Maybe we could do that with Lord Tiquan. He's only on 3 out of 6, but I want to see what else happens first, because we might get some healing for somewhere else, or we might want to spend our money on something else. Like the marketplace. Let's go there. 798. See what we can potentially buy. 798. Some lovely weapons or armor or something we could get there. 798. The marketplace of Saltdard stretches along the west road, and it's a cacophony of sound. Merchants flail their arms, sometimes physically grabbing you to look upon their wares. Items related to buy price are not available here. There are loads of things we can buy. You can buy a crude blade, maul, iron short sword, an iron great axe, steel longsword. That's 400. Oh, we can't buy these; they're not available. But even an iron short sword is 200 silver, and we have 40. So I don't think we're going to be able to buy much. But there's all this stuff we could get. Well, what are these things? Some boots, a reference book, a cloak, and some brooch. We've got one of them. We could sell that for 250 though. That's a bit of money. We purchase a pry bar, some incense, some bluestone, engagement ring, vial of poison, dragon yak horn, lizard hide. Wow, there's all sorts of things I don't know what to do with. But we don't have a lot of money. We have 40 money, 40 silver. We could sell some stuff. A handsome brooch was 250, but I don't think we should. I think we should keep everything. We don't have any weapons otherwise, so I don't think we'll bother selling anything, but it's good to see what's on offer. If we get a bit more money somewhere in the future, we can come back to that. Do you want to go to the slave market? 326? Yeah, let's see what happens at 326. Potentially not a lot, but let's explore. So, the Salt Dad slave market sells flesh from all across the valley. Sounds not a very nice place, does it? So, some are unfortunates who have crossed the jealous Desert King, others have been plucked, dying from dehydration from the waterless wastes. Most are miserable looking specimens in rags and heavy chains, but every so often a promising candidate will show up. If you have fewer than 4 party members in your team, you may recruit some more from the slave market. Either another named character or a character you generate yourself using the advance rules in the back of the book. You can never have a character of the same name appear twice. And so if, for instance, Sar Jessica Dayne has died at any time during your adventures, you cannot have her again in your party. It costs 200 silver coins to buy another party member, and they start with no equipment. Remember that a party member with 8 weapon has their fighting score reduced by 1 point in combat. I'm not sure if we did that last time we fought. We might have made that. We might have done that rule slightly wrong in part 1 of the book. I do apologise that was the case. But we have done it now, so it is what it is. But yeah, it's probably just worth remembering that and if you had to get this and play as well. So we're going to turn back to 75. There wasn't a lot to do there, but at least we've got a view of the market. So should we visit the palace? 633, should we go and see? Let's go to the palace. Palace sounds like a good place to go. So you approach the palace, the mighty structure almost half in ruins after 1,000 years of wear. If you have the code A1, which we don't, turn to 620. If you have the code A4, A8, we do not. Turn to 868. Two strong bronze guard, the glittering armoured soldiers of the Iron King, cross spears as you attempt to gain entrance to the palace. What business have you here? They ask suspiciously. This place is not open to foreign slime such as you. Well, they're a happy bunch, aren't they? You quickly apologise and back away if you wish. Turn to 75. Or we can try to convince the guards to let you see the Iron King. So we've got to convince the bronze guard a team check. Charisma of 4+. So we need 5 of them. Okay, this could be quite difficult, but what is our charisma? Our charisma is 4, 5, 6, 10, 11. So we need 5 successes off 11 dice. Let's go. So we need 5 successes of 4, 5, or 6s off 11 dice. Let's see how we do. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have just managed. Okay, we just managed to get that. We've got 5 successes right here. And so if we're successful, turn to 3, 3, 3. Okay, 3, 3, 3. The guard grunts and uncrosses their spears. Go through, but we'll be watching you, they snarl. Nodding, you pass through into the cool palace. Turn to 868. 868. We managed to convince the guards that we need to be in there. 868, hop 3. And they don't find us out that we shouldn't be in here. So 868. If you have been to the palace before, turn 17, which we haven't. If not, read on. The Iron King sits upon a stone throne, a jagged iron crown perched upon his wide head. He is surrounded by bronze-plated bodyguards and long-robed councillors who constantly whisper in his ear, even as he speaks. You are pushed onto your knees by his guards as he surveys you coldly. I have use for people like you, he concedes. The treasury at Saltdad pays heavy tithes to the priests of Cursus. We are a vassal state and must pay our dues. However, the amount of our tithe varies with each year, and there is room for negotiation as to exactly how much the state should pay. I wish you to speak with Manas, the keeper of the holy purse in Cursus. Let him know that the Iron King understands he is underappreciated in the church, and that he would stand to gain much if he becomes our friend. Gift him with this to demonstrate our goodwill and negotiate a good tithe on our behalf. Do this and you will earn my friendship. One of the king's councillors presents you with an iron scepter. So again, I think I'm going to make a note of this. So we need to speak to Manas. And he is the holy purse. He holds the purse strings in Cursus. And he gives us the iron scepter. I presume this is not a weapon, it's just an item that we have. So I should record that on there. Unless we have space for items on here. I don't think we do. No, just equipment and notes. Okay, I think putting it on there will be okay. Go now, intones the king, and do not return without good news. Bearing all the way out, you leave the king's presence. Turn to page 75. Well, okay, got a quest of such from the king. Not sure if we want a quest from the king, but we've got one. So we visit the palace. So we can head to the barracks of the Bronze Guard, so to 390. Do we really want to go to the barracks? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's there. We can potentially back out if we get into trouble. So the Bronze Guard live in a large low compound with reinforced walls just adjacent to the palace. Guards are everywhere. Those servants flow through the gate, delivering food, water, and other materials into the building. If you have the code A7 and do not have the code A8, which we do not, we don't have either of them. If not, you have no business here and depart once the guards start glowing at you. Come across the street. Okay, so we're going to go back to 75 and track down the local thieves guild. Let's see what they do. 179. Perhaps they have some jobs for us that we can do. It'll be difficult indeed to track down a local thieves guild without a contact. If you have the code A5, which we do actually have the code A5, yes we do, we can turn to 216. So let's go to 216. 216, that's good. That's how these codes work. Once you have them, it helps you do to go to different avenues and see different places and do different things. So you make your way under the city to see Brecken. Of course, he's our thief friend, the leader of the Thieves Guild, the thieves gang you encountered in the tunnels beneath the arena. He is pleased to see you again and celebrates the occasion by opening a bottle of wine. If you have the code A10, turn to 633. But we do not have the code A10. It was quite a feat, you sneaking out to the soaked-out arena like that, muses Brecken over a glass of white wine. It's a shame to waste such talents merely on matters of survival. Perhaps you'd be willing to do a little wealth redistribution, namely for the silver stores of a rich man in the pockets of the poor. In other words, us. What's the job? You ask neutrally. The city jeweller, Chalice, a former chancellor of the Iron King, says Brecken. He's as rich as a king himself. We go in, grab everything we can, and get out. Of course, his brother is a sorcerer, so they say the whole place is protected by magical defences. That's where you come in. You help us deal with the magic, and we'll help get through the more mundane protections like locks and stubborn guards. We split the rewards 50-50. Deal? So, do we agree to the heist? We turn to 617, or do we politely decline? I think we should agree to the heist. 617. I think we should agree to the heist. I think we should give it a go. We could do with some money. I think we need a bit of money. A bit of wealth distribution seems like a good idea to me. And he's our friend. We should help him out. So that evening, you gather in the wealthy area of the city, where taller buildings made of stone and wood stand in the shadow of the palace. Although the Bronze Guard do patrol this part of the city, most of the wealthier locals employ private guards to protect their valuables. Brecken's thieves have already dealt with the guard dogs that patrol the grounds around Chalice's house with poisoned meat. Now the way to the house is clear. Gain the code A10. Okay, we've got another code, A10. Pretty good. And the front door is guarded with magical wards, says Brecken. Only Chella or his steward can open it, unless you think you might be able to disenchant it. Otherwise, there are the upper slope windows. I'll leave my team to scale the walls. You can join us or handle the door, or maybe do both. It's up to you. Decide how many of your party will deal with the magical door, and how many will help you scale the walls. You can assign everyone to one task, or split your team between both tasks. Once you've decided, turn to 322. If you've assigned anyone to the front door, once you've decided, turn to 322 if you've assigned anyone to the front door, or 728 if your whole team party have decided to scale the walls. So, obviously law might well come into play here. Lord Tiquan has a 5 law, and Sar Jessica Dayne has 3 law. We could assign both of them to go and disenchant the front door. Let's do that. 322. So Lord Tiquan and Sar Jessica Dayne are going to the front door. 322. Because they might set off some traps or something, or some alarms. So you approach the door carefully, examining the Mystic Runes card on its edge. Only those party members assigned to the door may contribute to this check. Examine the runes. Team check. Skill of law. Difficulty check of 4 or more. And we need 4 successes. So our law is 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 4, 5 or 6. We need 4, 4, 5 or 6 off 8 dice. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have succeeded. To succeed, turn to page 420. Oh, that's good. We've examined the runes. You carefully mar the strange symbols around the door, being careful not to trigger the effect early. Eventually the runes are ruined and lose their power. To your delight, the door merely clicks open. There's not so much a conventional lock upon them. You step into a darkened hallway. A magnificent flight of carpeted stairs leads up to the top floor. Rows of books line the walls in antique cases. Nearby, a solid gold candlestick looks like a tempting grab. You can examine the bookcase. You can snatch the candlestick or head upstairs to help the climbing team. Oh wow. Yeah, what should we do? Should we look at the bookcase? Maybe some spells? If we snatch the golden candlestick, that might be alarmed. I'm not sure. Let's go and examine the bookcase. I think we should look at the bookcase. 230. 230. Always worry about doing stuff in case I get attacked or I die or lose a lot of health, but well, that's all part of the adventure, isn't it? So the bookcase contains a number of valuable tomes, including a reference book, Law +1. There's also an interesting tome of herb lore. You flick through it briefly and come upon a reference to the last breath jungles here in the Valley of Bones. It's a well-known fact that the yellow high-glyph flower is proof against all snakes, even the wicked snake men in the Temple of the Unbroken, who react poorly to its pungent perfume. Interesting. You may take the reference book. You grab a few of the more precious tombs as well. Yeah, that's cool. So I guess reference book Law +1. We write this as equipment. I'm going to give this to Lord Tequan because he's our law expert. And we have precious tombs. I presume we write that down as well in our vault, maybe. Yeah, is there? We don't have a nope. Let's write that down in. I don't think we can put it straight in the vault, can we? I don't think we can. Okay, let's have a look where items go in the rulebook. Might just be stored as equipment. Spells, armor, combat. Equipment. Items that you can take during the eventual listening bold. You can pass items between your members. Many items give one of more bows as armor. So yeah, we just stick it down as equipment. So I've got some precious tombs. So let's give this to precious tomes. Okay. So do we now want to go and get the candlestick? If we haven't already done it, turn to 644. Yeah, let's go and grab the candlestick. 644. Golden candlestick looks valuable but ordinary. You can add it to your equipment. Oh, there you go, that was easy enough. So we nick a golden candlestick as well. Let's give that to Sar Jessica Dayne. Golden candlestick. Perhaps some of this stuff we can sell at the market after we've got into this house and make a little bit of money. We've examined the bookcase. We can head upstairs to help the climbing team. 92. That was a good couple of minutes spent there. We've gained a bit of stuff, got a candlestick, got some increased knowledge, increased lore. 92. You creep up the stairs and reach a low landing. Peering out to the windows, you can see Brecken and the wall climbing team struggling to pry open the windows. With a grin, you undo the latch, allowing the wall climbers easy access to the house. For the rest of the break-in, when you make team checks, you can use the skills in combat with your entire team, not just the wall climbing team. Good stuff. 116. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap this up in a few minutes and see where we're up to. Do another couple of paragraphs and then probably stop for this section. So you creep across the landing, looting rooms as you go. Only members of the wall climbing team may help with the check. That just said on the previous one that any members could do it. I presume any members can do it based on what it said earlier. So rob the upper floor. Stealth of 4 or more. We need successes required of 5. So our stealth is, what have we got? 1, 3, 7, 12. So we're doing stealth. We've got 12 dice. We need 4, 5 or 6s and we need 5 of them. Okay, so 12 dice. Let's give these a roll, see what we get. So we've got 2 5s, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we've managed to do that as well. So that's another successful skill check. If we succeed, turn to page 22. Okay, 22. Avoiding Chalice's room, you still manage to secure a pretty hoard of items. You may take any or all of the following: jewelry box, calligraphy ink, silver idol, gold portrait, bronze scorpion. You emerge with Brecken back onto landing. You decide with a neutral nod that you've pushed your luck far enough into the house and make your way back out of the windows and into the streets of the city. So I being the thief that I am, I'm going to take all of them because we might be able to sell it and get some money. So we have a jewelry box. We have some calligraphy ink. We have a silver idol. I'm giving all of these to Tasha. She feels like the type of person that would have them. She is our pirate thief after all. Gold portrait. And then we will give the final thing, the bronze scorpion, Sar Jessica Dayne. So we head out into the street after a successful heist. Turn to page 833. Back all the way. Okay. This could be a good natural point to stop. So 833. Did any party member have a silver idol written on their sheet? Alas, the idol has been cursed and the character handling it must lose 1 from their survival skill permanently. Oh my gosh. So silver idol. Who had the silver idol? Yes, Tasha. So she needs to lose 1 from her survival. That's not good. Survival. I should not have stolen everything, but how was that to know? Ignorant of this loss for the moment, you rendezvous in the storm drains of Saltdad with your ill-gotten gains. You lay your valuables, which Brecken will estimate into a cash value. Bronze, okay, so we've got bronze scorpion at 25, all sorts of good stuff here. We've pretty much got everything. Brecken's gang has found 500 silver pieces worth of goods. You're presented with 250 silver pieces. Now add up the value of all your goods and half the result. This is how much extra money you've made on the heist. If there are any items on the list you wish to own after selling them, you can buy them here at the listed price. You have learned much on this mission. Choose a character and roll 2 dice. If the result is greater than your stealth skill, increase your stealth skill by 1 point. Okay, so let's count everything up. So we're presented with 250 anyway. So we can add 250 onto that. And we have pretty much everything on there. We've got bronze scorpion yet, so that's 25. I'm going to cross these off as we go. Bronze scorpion 25. Calligraphy ink 100, so 125. Gold portrait 250. Golden candlestick, we got that. And 325. Jewelry box. Do we get jewelry box? Yes. And 325, 575. Precious tombs, we got them. 5675, 725. Silver Idol. Okay, so we narrowed up the value of all your goes in half the result. So we had 775. I shouldn't have written that there, but that divided by 2 is 387.5. So 38. We'll round it up. Let's round it up. And so that's how much extra money we've made. So we've made 250 plus 388, and we've got 40 already. So I will do the maths of that afterwards. Any items on this that you wish to own after selling them, you can buy them here. I don't think I do. I don't think I want any of them. Definitely don't want that Silver Idol. You've learned much on this mission. Choose a character and roll 2 dice. If the result is greater than your stealth skill, increase your stealth skill by 1. So who do you want to increase the stealth? Let's increase. Well, Sar Jessica Dayne and Latikon will be guaranteed roll or guaranteed win. Whereas these, I think we're going to increase Lord Tiquan's skill. Roll 2 dice. So yeah, we got that. Increase his skill by 1. Stealth by 1. They've turned to 75. So 75 is back in the city. Pretty sure that's where we started this whole thing. Yep, 75. So we have just gone down to the Fields Guild. I think we're going to stop there. I think we've done quite enough there. That was a good natural end there after breaking into that building. Jewellery, that guy's jewellery house, and stealing all the stuff. And we'll look at the next things in part 3. So hope you enjoyed that. We made some interesting things there, some interesting stuff. Got some good amount of money. We have been cursed. We've increased our skills as well. So you can see how the game's evolving, how our characters are evolving, and how we're getting some money. Might go and spend some of that in the market in the next chapter, next part of this. So I hope you enjoyed that. Feel free to drop a comment below if you think I should have done anything differently, or if I did actually make any mistakes. And I think I got most things spot on. I might have got that fighting without a weapon to begin with in the other part. Wrong, I'll have to check back on that one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I will be carrying on with this. As I said in part 1, I'll be carrying on with the campaign and with the adventure. There's a lot of content in this book, and so it'll be good to see what happens with this. Potentially we can send off some spells. We can get a ship and do a bit of trading and see how it goes and where we can where we end up. We are still in Saltdad. We have all these other places to potentially go to that we've not been to yet. So we'll have to see what happens with them. There's a black wall that it mentioned. What else we got? We could go to Lutenesh. That was where the Everchild was at Cold River Inn. Perhaps we'll go there next time. But yes, so please join me on the next adventure as we see what happens with our party and where they take us and what new things we find, what new adventure we get up to. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my content, please hit that subscribe button in the top right hand corner. I do appreciate all your subs. And for all of my other social media content, you can see the show notes down below just here. Hope you have a good day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.